Washington Times front page for Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Biden reassured Americans that his legal team, the National Archives, and Justice Department are handling the discovery of classified government documents in a former office appropriately and that he didn't do anything wrong. Jeff Murdoch and Dave Boyer report the president said he was caught off guard when he was told about the discovery. He also didn't say when he was first told about it and added that his lawyers told him not to inquire about what's in the documents. The White House said the documents were discovered in November by Biden's lawyers, who were cleaning out his former office at the Biden Penn Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement. Biden had an office in the building from 2017 until his election to the presidency in 2020. Biden's explanations won't likely be enough to stave off House Republicans, who are eager to use their fresh investigative powers against the president. The FBI has revealed how the Bureau uses the CIA and NSA to probe the lives of Americans without a warrant in its updated rulebook. The handbook, Ryan Lovelace reports, confirms a decades-old leak showcasing the Bureau's collaboration with the CIA and NSA for FBI probes that may involve surveillance without court orders against people not accused of any crimes. Such probes are known as assessments at the FBI. New information about the FBI's work with other federal agencies and state and local officials is included in the 906-page book known as the Domestic Investigations and Operations Guide. It was authored during the Trump administration and revised under the Biden administration. The Bureau published the update online after previously rejecting requests to make it public. Now that House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has won the gavel, Florida Representative Matt Gaetz says it's unlikely that he or any other Republicans will try to oust him, despite new rules making it easier to do so. Mika Solner talked with Gaetz, who believes none of the 20 conservatives who helped him try to prevent McCarthy from winning the speakership will make use of the motion to vacate. That allows a single lawmaker to call up a vote to remove the speaker. Gaetz says McCarthy knows that he only has a 4-seat majority. The reinstated rule was a top demand of Gaetz and a band of 19 other Republicans who held back their support for McCarthy, which delayed his election to Speaker for nearly 5 days. McCarthy will still face a threat to his leadership if he seeks retribution against those who tried to block him, Gaetz said, promising mutually assured destruction within the slim Republican majority. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. DC community leaders are enlisting one of the 10 commandments as part of a campaign to combat a surge of violence that has claimed 6 lives to start the year. Matt Delaney and Mark Kellner report the Anacostia Coordinating Council began distributing thousands of bright red posters with the words, "Thou shalt not kill," at the Busboys and Poets location east of the Anacostia River. Campaign organizer Philip Pinnell says he's promoting the message in hopes of snapping people out of numbness to the killings in the district. The 6 killings this year doubles the total from the same period last year. Of the 3,000 posters for the campaign that have been printed, 1,000 are being paid for by the office of D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, and 2,000 by restaurateur and Busboys and Poets founder Andy Shalal. As the U.S. seeks to align its allies on dealing with China, few nations are responding as positively as Japan, and few loom as large for planners at the Pentagon. That will likely take center stage as Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida prepares for an unusually packed agenda when he meets with President Biden Friday at the White House. Andrew Salmon reports Kishida is making a 7-day tour of allied capitals as Japan begins a 2-year term as a non-permanent member of the United Nations. Kishida is making a 7-day tour of allied capitals as Japan begins a 2-year term as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council and also hosts the G7 summit in Hiroshima in May. Last week, both countries' industry ministers met in Washington to discuss strategic technological cooperation. And finally, actor and former teen star Kirk Cameron is making plans to read his children's book As You Grow at public libraries nationwide. Valerie Richardson reports Cameron's next reading is scheduled for Saturday at the Placentia Library in Orange County, California. What's driving the readings, he said, is popular demand for the book's traditional, faith-based message. For Cameron, the unconventional book tour represents his latest career pivot. He started with small roles as a child actor before becoming a teen sensation as a star of the ABC sitcom Growing Pains. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.